What you're about to see isn't just about water, it's about power, sudden, violent, and often unstoppable. Most people imagine a tsunami as a single giant wave rolling calmly toward the shore, but the truth is far more disturbing. Tsunamis are some of the most misunderstood disasters on Earth. Born from earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic eruptions, they can travel across entire oceans faster than a commercial airliner and arrive with no warning. What makes them truly terrifying isn't just their speed or size, it's how they behave once they hit. The sea doesn't just rise, it transforms into a wall of destruction, filled with debris, force, and unpredictability. In this video, we're breaking down 10 unsettling facts about tsunamis. Facts that are real, specific, and in many cases, hard to believe. Each one reveals a different side of just how destructive and deceptive these events can be. From ancient disasters lost to history, to modern catastrophes that shocked the world, each fact will change the way you look at the ocean. This isn't about fear, it's about truth. And by the end of this, you'll understand why tsunamis are not just waves, they are the ocean at its most lethal. Fact 1. In the year 1700, a tsunami crossed the entire Pacific Ocean and struck Japan, without a single person in North America reporting it. This event is known as the Cascadia Orphan Tsunami, and it's one of the most unsettling examples of how silent and invisible tsunami threats can be. On January 26th of that year, Japanese officials recorded a powerful wave hitting their coastline. Even though no local earthquake had occurred, they called it an orphan tsunami, a wave without a known origin. It wasn't until over 300 years later that scientists in North America pieced together the truth. Geological evidence, like sand layers buried inland and ghost forests of trees killed by saltwater, confirmed that a magnitude 9.0 earthquake had struck the Cascadia subduction zone off the coast of what is now Oregon and Washington. The wave traveled over 5,000 miles across the ocean before slamming into Japan. This fact is unsettling because it reveals how massive tsunamis can be completely invisible at their source, erasing witnesses, leaving no written records, and being confirmed only centuries later through geology and Japanese archives. And the Cascadia Fault is still active today, building pressure for another wave that could strike with no warning at all. Fact 2. In the year 1868, a tsunami generated by an earthquake off the coast of South America was so powerful that it hurled a fully loaded warship nearly 2 miles inland. On August 13th of that year, a magnitude 8.5 earthquake struck near the city of Arica, which at the time was part of Peru. The resulting tsunami devastated the region, with waves reaching as high as 70 feet. But the most shocking detail came from what the water carried. The USS Watery, a United States Navy gunboat weighing over 1,000 tons, was anchored in Arica's harbor when the tsunami struck. The waves lifted the ship, carried it across the land, and stranded it in the desert, almost 2 miles from the coast. It remained there for years, a bizarre symbol of nature's power to move even the largest man-made objects. This isn't a metaphor, it really happened. The tsunami also caused tens of thousands of deaths along the coast and was recorded as far away as Hawaii, New Zealand, and Australia. The displacement of the USS Watery is one of the clearest physical reminders that a tsunami isn't just water. It's force, mass, and momentum capable of reshaping the land and rewriting history in a matter of minutes. Fact 3. The deadliest tsunami ever recorded killed over 230,000 people and physically shifted the Earth's axis. On December 26th in the year 2004, a magnitude 9.1 earthquake struck off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. It was one of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded, and it triggered a colossal tsunami that swept across the Indian Ocean. Waves over 100 feet high slammed into coastlines in 14 countries, reaching as far as Somalia and South Africa. But what makes this fact so unsettling isn't just the unimaginable loss of life. It's the impact the event had on the entire planet. The force of the quake was so immense that it tilted the Earth's axis by nearly 3 inches and shortened the length of a day by several microseconds. That's not speculation, NASA confirmed it. In addition to causing unprecedented destruction, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami permanently altered the geography of coastal regions, displacing millions of people and leveling entire towns. It stands as the most fatal tsunami in human history, and one of the only natural disasters powerful enough to literally move the Earth. Fact 4, the tallest tsunami wave ever recorded was not 100 or even 500 feet tall. It reached a staggering 1,720 feet, and it happened in a remote bay in Alaska. On July 9th in the year 1958, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck near Lituya Bay, a narrow fjord in southeastern Alaska. The quake triggered a massive rock slide that sent approximately 40 million cubic yards of rock crashing into the bay. That sudden impact displaced an enormous volume of water, launching what scientists now call a megatsunami. The waves surged up the opposite side of the bay, stripping trees and soil down to bare rock up to 1,720 feet above sea level, taller than the Empire State Building. Because the area was so remote, very few people were present. 2 people were killed, but 3 others survived despite their boat being lifted hundreds of feet into the air. This is not a theoretical scenario or computer model. The destruction path carved into the mountainside is still visible today. It proves that under the right conditions, tsunamis can reach impossible heights and wipe out everything in their path, even far above sea level. Fact 5. In the year 2011, a tsunami didn't just destroy towns, it triggered one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. On March 11th, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the northeast coast of Japan, generating a tsunami that reached heights of up to 128 feet in some areas. While the quake itself caused significant damage, the tsunami delivered the most devastating blow, especially to the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The plant's sea wall was designed to withstand waves up to 19 feet high. The actual wave that hit it exceeded that by a wide margin, flooding the facility and knocking out all backup generators. Without power, the plant's cooling systems failed, leading to 3 nuclear reactor meltdowns. Radioactive material was released into the atmosphere in the Pacific Ocean, forcing over 150,000 people to evacuate. This was the first time in history a tsunami directly caused a level 7 nuclear event, the highest rating possible on the International Nuclear Event Scale. The Fukushima disaster revealed a chilling truth. Even in a technologically advanced country, a tsunami can set off a chain reaction of failures that no one is fully prepared to stop. Fact 6. In the year 1771, a tsunami in Japan's Ryukyu Islands was so powerful it launched coral boulders, each weighing several tons, hundreds of yards inland, where they still sit today. On April 24th of that year, a magnitude 7.4 earthquake struck near Ishigaki Island. The resulting tsunami, known as the Great Yaeyama Tsunami, produced waves estimated at over 50 feet high. In its wake, it left destruction across the island chain, wiping out homes, rice fields, and entire communities. What makes this event particularly unsettling is the trail of coral boulders the waves ripped from the seafloor and hurled far inland. Some of these rocks weigh as much as 180 tons and were carried over 300 yards from the shoreline. Scientists have studied these boulders as physical markers of extreme wave energy, proof of just how much force a tsunami can carry beyond the visible wave. Nearly 12,000 people died as a result of the tsunami and its aftermath, but the silent boulders, still resting in grassy fields over 2 centuries later, are a haunting reminder that the sea can not only reshape coastlines, it can move the unmovable. Fact 7. On November 1st of the year 1755, a tsunami struck the city of Lisbon, Portugal during All Saints' Day, killing tens of thousands of people who had gathered for religious services. That morning, a magnitude 8.5 earthquake struck offshore in the Atlantic Ocean. The violent shaking collapsed churches, homes, and public buildings, trapping thousands inside. Fires broke out across the city, but the worst was yet to come. Roughly 40 minutes after the quake, the sea pulled back, a classic warning sign few understood at the time, before returning as 3 massive tsunami waves, some reaching nearly 100 feet high. Survivors who had fled to the waterfront for safety were suddenly swept away. In total, the combined earthquake, fires, and tsunami killed an estimated 60,000 people. What makes this fact so disturbing is the false sense of safety. People who had survived the quake and fires rushed to open areas near the harbor, only to be struck by the incoming tsunami. The Lisbon disaster remains one of the earliest documented examples of a multi-stage natural catastrophe, and a grim reminder that the danger often isn't over when the shaking stops. Fact 8. One of the most dangerous and deceptive aspects of a tsunami is that the first wave is often not the strongest, a fact that has cost countless lives. Tsunamis typically arrive in a series of waves, sometimes spaced minutes to over an hour apart, and the most destructive wave is frequently the second, third, or even fourth. This pattern was tragically demonstrated during the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, when many coastal residents survived the initial wave only to return to the shoreline, unaware that a larger one was on the way. In some areas, the later waves were double the height of the first. People who went back to search for family members or assess damage were caught off guard and swept away. Unlike ordinary ocean waves, tsunami waves can act like a drawn-out assault, rather than a single strike. This fact is unsettling because it highlights how surviving the first impact doesn't mean you're safe. The most devastating part of a tsunami may still be minutes or even hours and once away. Misjudging that can turn survival into tragedy. Fact 9. The most deadly aspect of a tsunami isn't just the water itself. It's the destruction carried inside the wave. By the time a tsunami reaches land, it is not a clean wall of water, but a violent slurry packed with mud, shattered buildings, cars, trees, and even entire houses. This mixture turns the wave into a battering ram capable of crushing anything in its path. For example, during the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, people reported being slammed by debris flying at high speeds, causing blunt force injuries that were often more deadly than drowning. Even just 6 inches of fast-moving water can knock a person off their feet, while 2 feet of water can carry away a vehicle. As the wave surges inland, it grinds and pulverizes everything it touches. Then, as the water recedes, it drags wreckage and victims back out to sea. This brutal debris field is one reason survival during a tsunami is so difficult, making escape not just about outrunning water, but dodging deadly projectiles. Fact 10. Tsunamis don't just flood coastlines. They can permanently reshape them by causing the ground to suddenly sink or rise by several feet. During the magnitude 9.0 earthquake that triggered the 2011 Tōhoku tsunami in Japan, some coastal areas experienced land subsidence of up to 5 feet, effectively lowering the shoreline and making the land permanently more vulnerable to flooding. Conversely, in other places, the ground suddenly rose by as much as 8 feet due to tectonic uplift, dramatically altering the landscape overnight. These changes don't just impact the immediate disaster scope, they affect ecosystems, farmland, and human settlements for decades. This fact is unsettling because it shows that tsunamis are not just fleeting waves. They can cause permanent geological transformations that rewrite the map and leave communities struggling with the disaster's effects long after the water has receded. Tsunamis are powerful and unpredictable forces of nature. These facts show just how much damage they can do and how little control we have over them. Understanding their power helps us stay aware and better prepared. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and respect the ocean's strength.